Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Ask the Expert. My name is Matt Petiton, Director on the Partnership Sales team here at Experian. And sitting with me today and really looking forward to this discussion is my friend Erik Zamkoff here. Hey Erik.
Hey there, thank you so much for having me, Matt. Greetings everyone, my name's Erik Zamkoff. I am the Global Packaging Lead here at Microsoft, and I run our first-party packaging business where I partner closely with Matt here at Autogen and Experian. Thank you so much for having me today.
Awesome. Yeah, really appreciate the time you're able to take out today, and really happy to be speaking with you about the foundational work your team's been building over the past year plus with Media Marketplace, and ultimately the newest iteration of that coming in the next few weeks. So really excited to be talking about that today. But before we get into that, I need to know, because we've resonated on a few things over the last year plus of our discussions. Obviously sports we're both big into, but I think live music is the one that we keep going back to. So knowing that you are also a fellow live music lover and goer, what's been your favorite concert experience that you've had so far?
Wow, that is a big question. I've had many concert experiences, but I'm going to give you two quick hits right off the top of my head. Number one, Bruce Springsteen on the beach in Asbury Park, New Jersey, a couple of years ago at the See Here Now Festival. It was an absolutely religious experience with 75,000 crazy Bruce fans screaming every word of every song on the beach. Number two, I'll take you into my jam band roots. I had a special opportunity a few years back to go up to Bethel, which is the original site of Woodstock, where Dead and Company were playing a concert, and I was able to take my daughter, who is an aspiring musician, to that show with me. So having the opportunity to share my love of the Grateful Dead and to experience that in Bethel with my daughter was really special.
That's awesome. I myself have been to Bethel too. I saw Dave Matthews there, but I'm gonna have to say, I think some would argue Springsteen on the beach during the summertime, that's gotta be considered a perfect summer day, huh?
It was the most amazing summer day and a long summer night, but worth every second.
There we go. Love to hear it. We're really excited about what Media Marketplaces means for Microsoft, and ultimately in the near future what Data Marketplaces means, and how we continue to innovate together. So I guess our first question from the top really is, what buyer problem were you actually trying to solve when you built Media Marketplaces?
Well, when I built Media Marketplace originally, and the product goes back almost 6 years now, we were in a different place. This is pre the Microsoft acquisition of Xandr, and the problem we were specifically trying to solve was with a smaller sales force versus our competitors. How can we build something that's compelling, that gives buyers or bidders all of the information that they possibly need to evaluate a deal all in one place, and to create something that has a long shelf life where folks can come back to it as a resource when they need to drive some optionality in terms of deal spend. And so we started small. We partnered with two bidders that were in my book of business at the time. I was on the bidder team over at Xandr. And we built out our first catalog of CTV content categories. And those catalogs were a hit. The having all of the deals in one place, the information that we were providing answered, instead of the 3 emails back and forth about like what's in the deal, what's the price point for the deal, what scale does the deal have. All of that information was instantly available to anyone who wanted to evaluate. And because of that, we were able to make a dent even with a smaller sales team than our competitors. And from there, we've continued to expand in terms of the categories that are available. We've moved into single pub packages as well. And today we offer catalogs to 30 plus bidders across all formats. And included in those catalogs are inventory packages, performance packages, and very soon audience packages, including Audigent and Experian.
I mean, obviously that foundational work that took years in the making, but clearly it resonated in the marketplace, and you guys were able to provide something that was centralized, but then also was able to scale quickly and provide the transparencies and the efficiencies that ultimately buyers and advertisers are looking for. So when you talk about these ready-made media and audience packages, I guess what are the core ingredients that made them successful, and what makes them meaningfully different than the standard PMP?
The ingredients that make them successful, some of it's technology. It's kind of a dash of technology and a dash of supply, right? So we've built a set of premium format libraries across each of the formats that we cover. Those libraries have a taxonomy that we've maintained for years with source deals that are broken out into very specific pieces of supply. Then using our platform technology, we've automated our libraries and we use a system within our Curate platform called deal lists to ultimately bucket the supply into packages. And the special sauce of our packaging operation is that our deal lists are automated. So when supply is added or removed from the platform, it's also automatically added or removed from the appropriate packages that it resided in. So what that means for a buyer is that they always have the most up-to-date supply. Your second question was about comparing our packages to standard PMPs and what are the benefits. And the answer is we're really in the business of satisfying our clients and delivering exactly what they need. Right? And so if a client comes to us and wants a custom deal, if they want a standard PMP or a curated package, we can handle any of those requests. And many times, Media Marketplace and our standard packages are the starting point of a value-added discussion that ultimately leads to an output of either a specialized one-to-one PMP or a custom package. And all of those outcomes are equal to us as long as we're making the customer happy and driving spend towards our monetized SSP. That's
great. And I think a consistent theme there is like the buyer ultimately has the choice of control and what he and she wants. And that's obviously always a great start. So I guess looking from the buyer's lens, like when they're ready to use ready-made packages or whether they're also looking to build their own and curate, I guess what's the simplest way to think about which path is right for them?
It really depends on the buyer. That's a tough question, right? Like if you talk to the lead at a holdco, typically there's an expectation there of white glove service and everything should be custom, right? But if you're talking to someone at the trader level of that same holdco, where they're stressing every day over hitting their campaign KPIs, your pad agreement and, custom matters a whole lot less. They're looking to have that insurance that if I run into scale issues with my campaign, that I have a tool where I can go find the exact deal I need and activate it to make sure I hit my KPIs. So, it's different strokes for different folks in terms of the value proposition. And the goal for us is to make sure that we are using the marketplace as a mechanism to drive value-added conversations towards outcomes that make our clients happy.
Yeah, and those clients and agencies that your teams are going after and working with and resonating with, what are they finding the most immediate value based on these marketplace offerings that you guys are building and continuing to build? And ultimately, where are you seeing the fastest adoption so far?
We see a lot of adoption from the indie side of the equation. That's a very big sweet spot for us. We have a lot of DSP managed services clients that use the marketplace deals exclusively and engage around the product. Within the holdco space, we've also managed to find some good traction, as mentioned earlier, with traders and a good number of brands. But what's unique about the product is the value it provides throughout the ecosystem flywheel, right? To a publisher, they're giving us source deals. Our team is taking those source deals that individually have some value, but putting them together in a larger, more highly scalable package that might be a content category, it could be a RON deal, it could be a custom deal that uses our library. But then once we merchandise this to our sales team uses the tool to help respond to client requests. And then all the way at the top of the food chain, the publisher is keeping score based on spend. And within that equation, right, there are various paths that a deal can take, right? Something could start out as a discussion over a standard deal that morphs into a custom execution or a one-to-one PMP. The idea is that we have a story to tell. It's available across the top 30 DSPs. On our side, it enables an efficient process of discovery for our sales team. For our ops team, we can use it to make sure we're not creating duplicate deals where they're not needed. And to clients, it's a great launching point for a discussion around how we can help satisfy their needs.
Obviously, there seems to be so much optionality and opportunity really on the demand side, be it agencies, advertisers alike. I know you highlighted on the publisher side, so let's pivot to the supply end, our publisher and content owners of the equation. What's the value exchange for them in participating in Media Marketplace? And I guess also, same question here, what's been the initial feedback so far since you guys launched?
The value proposition, and great question, the value proposition to the pub side is pretty straightforward. Total transparency, right? So I can sit down with a publisher in a meeting and go through, a singular source deal that happens to have like various pieces of its naming convention, and identify for the publisher exactly what packages that source deal will show up in. So there are cases where a singular source deal could end up in 6 or 7 different packages, right? So it could end up in our RON package, the category package, if it accepts sensitive categories, up to 3 sensitive category packages. And if it's a top publisher, we could have a single publisher package for that entity. So pubs appreciate the transparency, the discipline that we use to break out the deals and maintain them, and the engagement with our team around what we're building and how we're merchandising their supply to customers. They also appreciate the reporting on the other side, the understanding of which deals are producing spends, and where they're seeing the most bang for their buck in terms of deals.
Obviously, as Microsoft, you guys have your own unique inventory.
Yes, we do.
To this. So how should buyers think about Microsoft's own inventory versus the more extended supply? Why does that mix matter for results for KPIs, be it reach, context, efficiencies, so on and so forth?
On our side, we have some pretty great properties under our umbrella. We have MSN, we have Outlook, we have newly acquired Activision Blizzard King. There's Bing, there is Microsoft Casual Games, right? And those pubs, all of them are world-class pubs. If you have a non-Apple machine, they proliferate everywhere you go, and for Outlook, it proliferates everywhere. And so, for example, MSN is on everybody's desktop. The demographics for MSN skew pretty high and attractive, right? And so what we do typically is Microsoft, the publisher, is an anchor in all of the appropriate packages in the formats where Microsoft participates. And then our marketplace also includes single publisher packages for each of our properties across all formats. So through selling content categories, we have Microsoft included in all the right spots. So it's a way for us to both sell the breadth of a great library of publishers in a given format, while also making sure that Microsoft is included appropriately.
Something that I know we've had our own personal discussions on within our own individual teams, but Microsoft's always had an expansive list of premium inventory. But I think the one thing that you guys have always been looking for is the data end. And it's something that we've been working very hard towards in our own unique partnership and growing partnership. And I would just love for you to touch more on ultimately the newest iteration of Media Marketplace is Data Marketplace. And ultimately, where does that fit within the overall strategy? And how are you and your teams excited about this upcoming launch in the next few weeks?
That's a great transition and a terrific question. And yes, we are super excited. Coming in just a few weeks, we're finally going to be launching our Data Marketplace feature. And so what that means is we will have audiences from all of our top Data Marketplace partners, including Audigen, Experian, available in our seats. And we'll be able to respond to any custom deal requests related to an audience directly from our seat with our team. And in addition, we're going to be able to build standard audience packages that help us to extend the content categories and the the inventory packages that are present today in the marketplace. In particular, one area that I'm really excited about is that we don't have availability of Microsoft data sets today. We use them internally, and there are some internal use cases where that's allowed. But the opportunity to pair really powerful audiences with our Microsoft supply from various properties is one of the biggest opportunities that I think we have to go after with Data Marketplace. And I'm thrilled to be working with you and your team to launch audiences with, in particular, MSN, but also other Microsoft properties to enable us to not only sell great inventory, but also to add some additional value for Microsoft on the audience front. So I'm very much looking forward to that launch.
Well, we love to hear that. And again, grateful and appreciative to be a strategic partner of yours in this newest iteration of Marketplace. So where do you see AI having the biggest impact on how, one, curation and package design works in the next couple of years? And secondly, how Microsoft's approach continues to evolve in this space?
From an AI perspective, it's been an amazing journey over just the last 6 months, where we've gone from having basic Copilot in our applications in more of a siloed way to having MCP on my desktop, where I can essentially query any API. I can use VS Code and write software that creates beautiful things and applications, dashboards, etc. And so one of the things that we are starting to explore with regards to Media Marketplace is making this agentic pivot. If you look at our website today, it's unique and beautiful, but it was built before the age of chat applications and natural language search applications that have been proliferating. So we are exploring an agentic pivot on the front end. So you'll be able to come and ask questions, drop in media briefs, and get responses that meet all of your criteria with deal suggestions, both always on and potentially custom. And then on the back end, we're working on MCP to make it so that buyers and agencies and folks that are building MCP into their buying flows will be able to leverage Media Marketplace on that front, explore what's there, and potentially activate on a machine-to-machine basis. So we're really excited about what AI means for our future going forward. We're leaned in, and stay tuned, because I think there are going to be some really exciting developments coming just down the pipe.
Well, again, we're really excited about Data Marketplace coming out in the next few weeks. We're really excited to see the overall adoption and how we can continue to work together there. But really interested in, you guys have had Media Marketplace for some time, and now with the new availability of audiences, how does that change or evolve your strategy relative to Media Marketplace today?
That's a terrific question, and one we are doing a lot of work pondering on our side. So as you mentioned, Data Marketplace is going to be available to us in the next couple of weeks. That will enable us to launch audience packages and surface them in Media Marketplace. So first and foremost, we're working with a great group of initial launch partners, which your team, Audigen, Experian, are included in. And we're going to have 2 tranches of launch. Our initial launch partners, and then we're going to be launching some Curate for Commerce related data sets in a secondary go-to-market. But essentially the strategy is to augment what we have today and offer clients a strategy to extend. So for example, in today's marketplace, we have an inventory-based package for every professional and college sports league, right? And so the idea is that we're going to bring on audiences that augment those packages. So if we have NFL, we'll bring on NFL fans. If we have NBA, we'll bring on NBA fans. And we can do that across formats in an omni-channel fashion, right? So we have entertainment, we can branch into, movie fans, comedy fans, reality TV fans if needed. We have autos, so we can have build out an auto and tender segment. So the idea is to add richness, depth, and the ability for clients to pick any category and extend to find an amazing audience or performance segment that helps to augment the campaign that they're planning to run.
Right. Are there certain pockets of verticals or marketplaces that Media Marketplace, your teams weren't able to accommodate, but Audiences allows you to enter into those specific marketplaces?
100%. In general, right, if we talk at the highest level, most of the briefs that we get include inventory and audiences. So in our ecosystem today, we solve the audience problem by working with third-party curators such as yourselves, where we connect a client with that curator to find the audience that they need. The availability of data marketplace and audience packages in our seats enables us to better accommodate our customer needs. So if there is something that we don't have available, we can potentially build either a custom audience package or a standard audience package to go after that. And then the other area where audiences really helps is the area that I highlighted earlier, which is building additional Microsoft value. We have an amazing set of properties here at Microsoft, which I ran through earlier, but we don't have robust data availability for those properties. So finding the right audiences that extend the value prop of Microsoft will be a very big focus of our team. And that's an area in particular that we look forward to working with Audigen Experian to expand upon some of the pilots that we've run in the past to build out new audiences for Microsoft.
That's great. I mean, it definitely seems like a lot of work ahead, but exciting times indeed. And yeah, we really look forward to hearing about the team's success in the coming year. And we look forward to continuing to innovate together. So until next time.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure to be here. Appreciate your time today.